Namaste, welcome to Arthaniti. A very happy new year to you all. 2022 saw the start of a war in a developed geography in the world. The tremors were felt not only in the European region but across the globe. The Ukraine war brought with it economic uncertainty in the European region. It also brought in supply chain problems and energy crisis to many countries in the world. Inflation, which till then was a problem only in developing and underdeveloped countries, now became a crisis in developed countries as well. The central banks of many countries started increasing interest rates so to bring down inflation. There was economic uncertainty all over the globe. And IMF and World Bank projects that the inflationary trends are here to stay in 2023 as well. Well, in such scenarios of economic uncertainties, investors become more and more cautious. Why? Because they fear of losing their hard earned money. So, then what is the way out? Where should we invest our money so that it grows at a pace which is higher than the inflation rate? Diversification is one solution which helps to mitigate risk. By diversification, when we invest across various sectors in the economy, the risk of losing money lowers and the probability of earning higher returns rises. But with economic uncertainty all over the globe, the scope of diversification narrowed down. So, then what is the best way to invest? Where should one invest one's money? Well, I'll tell you to look closer home. Yes, India is one of the safest bets to invest money in 2023. Why am I saying this? Well, I will give you some reasons to corroborate my statement. Well, here is a chart that I have taken from the IMF website, the International Monetary Fund website. This chart projects the growth, the GDP growth of various countries in the world. Now, if you see this chart closely, it says that India, again, like 2022, is one of the fastest growing economies in the world. China is set to grow at 4.4% in 2023, whereas India is set to grow at 6.1%, which is the fastest in the world. If you look at all the developed countries, US is going to grow at 1%, whereas Germany is going to have a negative GDP growth. Correct? So, with like what better than to invest in one of the highest, fastest growing economies in the world? Correct? This is a projection that I have taken from the IMF website. I'll show you one more infograph which I took from the RBI website. This graph shows the probability of GDP growth for India in this year 2023-24. Correct? Now the highest probability goes to a range of 6.5 to 6.9%. Correct? So RBI projects that the Indian economy, the Indian GDP will grow at 6.5 to 6.9%. It will grow in that bracket. A slightly conservative approach is what IMF has given, but RBI is of a more RBI says that Indian economy will grow higher than what IMF has projected. The second reason that I want to give you is the enormous market that we have in India. Yes, all of us complain and face problems because of overpopulation, but that population is our plus point as well. The Indian population, which today stands at nearly 1.3 billion people, is set to grow at 1.1% per annum. We will overtake China to become the most populated country in the world in the year 2024. This enormous population is a huge market for products in all the categories, be it from high end to low end. Correct? So, for businesses across the globe, ignoring India will be of no good for their business. Secondly, with this large population, we have an added advantage of huge labor supply. The Indian population, between the age group, the working class population, as we say, between the age group of 25 to 65, today is around 625 million people. Whereas the same age group in China today stands at around 850 million people. Come 2025, 2 years later, Indian population in this working class group will overtake China by nearly 17 million people. So, with such enormous people in the working class category, the labor cost obviously comes down. With cheap labor, production cost reduces and gives the advantage of added competitiveness to the companies. The third most important factor that I want to talk to you about is fiscal reforms, the reforms undertaken by Government of India to bring in ease of doing business. The PLI scheme that the Government of India launched has attracted many companies to set up shops, set up manufacturing facilities in the country. One famous example is the shift of production of Apple iPhones to India from China, correct? The factory has been set up in Tamil Nadu, and the latest phones are getting manufactured in that factory. We also know that Samsung has set up one of the world's largest factories near Delhi, correct? The PLI scheme has also attracted chip manufacturers to our country. The Vedanta Foxconn deal, which was announced few months back, was the first such deal to set up a chip manufacturing facility in Gujarat. Now, chips are a part of our daily lives, right from our mobile phones to our microwaves, cars, washing machines, all majorly all electronic instruments that we use have chips. So, India is aiming to become a chip manufacturing hub to the world. Toy manufacturing. I intend to make a separate video on the toy industry and how the toy manufacturing industry had a turnaround from 2020 to 2022 is what I will tell you all about it in that video. But toy manufacturing, which till a few years back was the monopoly of China, and how India has rebounded in this category and what plans the government of India undertook so that toy manufacturing became a major industry in the country. Export potential of toys also, to gauge that export potential, I will tell you about it in a separate video. Correct. There are various such reforms. See, one basic necessity of development is infrastructure. India has one of the fastest growing infrastructures in the country. All of us know what our minister Shri Nitin Gadkari is achieving with building of roads and airports and infrastructural projects across the country, correct? Nirmala Sitaraman has initiated a national infrastructural pipeline to attract more and more investments in the infrastructural sector. Why? Because infrastructure is the backbone of any development. So, where government is taking steps to stabilize the macroeconomics of the country, the what do we say, the businesses and the investments, the foreign direct investments that are going to flow because of this stability are going to have a huge potential of growth in India. Correct. So instead of looking outwards to invest our money, why not be part of this growth story that is growing in our backyard, in our own country? Correct. So that is why I say investing in India in 2023 is going to be the best bet. So instead of looking outwards, look inwards and invest your hard earned money in our own country and contribute to the economic development of the country. Well, I thought of making this video as my first video of 2023 because I am very, very optimistic about our country, and I think you should be too. I hope you have liked my video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and watch my other videos, and look out for that toy video which I will make in this week. Thank you so much. Bye.